I'm actually Nolen, and this is my story.
Okay, this is my story. Okay.
And like
You just went old school. Praising my Savior. All right.
The day long. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm Ashley Nolen, and this is my story. It was November of 2017, and I'd been visiting several churches, kind of rolled in there not knowing anyone. I had done some research earlier and was really excited to just show up, and I really felt just immediately at home. Came back out to my car, and sure enough, I had a flat tire. But I walked back in, and because I met a few people, I was able to ask some folks by name if they could come and help me, and that's what they did. And so later that day, I came to a Haiti informational meeting. I was also invited to a Friendsgiving right down the street. After I left that Friendsgiving, I was processing the entire day and really praying on my drive about everything that had happened and the way that only a day earlier I had been even questioning if I really even wanted to get involved with church. And now 24 hours later, I don't think I'll ever forget, because I felt like these are my people. That really God had set up this entire thing with Immanuel. So growing up, I was raised Southern Baptist, and I was at church every single time the doors were open. When I look back at my childhood, I think about youth group and those friendships that were made. That was especially important at that time in my life because my parents divorced when I was a freshman. After I graduated high school, I didn't really feel like I still belonged at that same church. I was starting to really question a lot of the things that I had experienced growing up. I remember specifically still thinking about all the lists, the to-dos and the not to-dos, but there was still this feeling of, but why? And what is going on with the depth of that? I really entered in a faith crisis of sorts, trying to get real clarity on what it was that I actually believed. But it was also a time where I was dating the church. I didn't know people deeply, and I would not let them deeply know me. So I moved to Birmingham in 2017, and it was that fall that I found Immanuel. At the time, I was still kind of dating the church, but I will say that my prayer specifically was that I would have clarity on what body I was supposed to be part of. And so that came that day in November. But it didn't take much longer after that for me to realize that this particular church was going to require more of me. So I actually started going to a gospel community group, and shortly thereafter I was building some relationships, and that's really when things started to change. Some of the women that I was really close to started asking hard questions, started asking things that I really hadn't thought about. That entire experience was probably one of the hardest things that I feel like I have gone through, but also one of the most beautiful things that has created a lot of vulnerability and honesty and really walking in this faith journey. And so it is so important to surround yourself with people who can remind you of the truth when you forget it, that we're not meant to walk alone, and that community matters is part of the beauty of all of this.